Genius Hour, I decided to explore bread making. I wasn't sure what I wanted my final goal to be, but I roughly knew that I wanted to become better at it. Enough so that I would theoretically be able to make bread every week and not have to buy it anymore. While I feel fairly confident that I have managed to accomplish this, I have taken away so much more from these past few months than just how to make decent bread. There's a book I read years ago titled Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. In it, the author reveals important life lessons he tries to remember that can be distilled down to his experiences in kindergarten. To paraphrase this, I would argue that everything I need to know going forward, especially at a time in my life when so much is uncertain, I've learned making bread. First, don't overthink things. Amazing bread can be made with only flour, water, salt, and yeast. No fat, no sugar, just 4 ingredients. 4 ingredients that, when given the respect they deserve, can produce jaw-dropping, heartwarming results. I tried recipes that added milk, eggs, honey, oil, maple syrup, and so much more. But at the end of the day, my favorite bread contained just flour, water, yeast, and salt. Don't mess with something if it's not broken, and keep it simple. You're doing fine. Secondly, patience is everything. The recipes I tried that had shortcuts or faster rising times never tasted quite as good. They might have looked pretty, and they might have been quicker and easier to make, but they never seemed quite right. Reversely, those breads that had to rise for hours on end and then rise again for even longer turned out amazingly. They had rich, complex flavors, beautiful thick crusts, soft, fluffy interiors. In other words, they were delicious. In life, this tends to be true as well. Be patient, put in the work, and amaze yourself with what you can accomplish. Be willing to play the long game. It's very rare that something is not worth the time and effort you put into it. Finally, I learned that it's important to be kind to yourself. Give yourself time to rest and recover. Many bread recipes follow a basic structure. First, you mix the ingredients, then let them rise, let them rest, rise again, and finally, bake. After the first rise, the dough is quite literally given a chance to rest or sit still. Essentially, after taking the dough out of the bowl, you let it rest on your counter. Just let it sit still, don't do anything to it. You're letting it recover after the relative trauma of being poked and prodded, shaped, and manipulated. Just like bread, people need a chance to puff themselves back up after being mishandled. We need to be gentle with ourselves and be ready to impress everyone once we've risen again, even better than anyone could have imagined. Maybe this sounds silly, and maybe these ramblings are just the result of too much accidentally inhaled flour, but I believe that if more people took the time to stop and make bread, they'd be amazed at what they could accomplish and with what they learned about themselves. Bon appétit!